Guys, welcome to the Hearts and Minds Focus 5 Global Coaching Call with your host, Cory. We got my man here, Dominic Rhodes. How you doing, Dominic?
Man, I'm great, brother. Glad to be able to fellowship with you. It's been a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? Two Abilene hometown boys. You know what I'm saying?
People
It's great. It's great.
People don't really know how it used to be. Like when you go to Abilene now, it ain't football town no more.
No. It's definitely not. It's a lot more spread out. You know, people don't even go to the games. Like, you know, on Friday nights for us, it didn't matter if we was playing against San Angelo Central. It's packed. You hear me?
Like
So
the Super Bowl every day.
yeah, it's just totally different vibe down there. And you know, we had that vibe that made us really really act out and compete at a high level.
I think the difference now I look at when I do go there is like you have more of, I would say, kind of almost outsiders coming here. So most of us when we played ball, even though we all went to different schools, at some point there was a connection somewhere.
Most definitely.
We all had some form of connection to each other. So like there was some history. So that bond was a lot closer.
Yeah. The pride for what we were doing, and I'm like you said, a lot of them kids ain't even from Abilene. So like, I mean, even when it come to that Abilene High Cooper game, it's not like, you remember it was standing room only, like, and I'm talking about the whole stadium, not just the stands, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like I said, it's different, like you said, and it is the outsiders that they don't understand. You know, I'm getting chills now just thinking about hey man, them 4 years were amazing. You know what I'm saying? So
the one thing I would say, so when I got drafted, right, and I'll be honest, I'm sure you'll say the same thing. We first go to Cooper, we young and we think we cool, and we had a coach like Randy Allen. You know, most of you guys know Randy Allen. He's a Hall of Fame Texas coach.
The whole coaching staff.
The whole coaching staff was awesome. Yeah. But you know, there was a time where I was like, man, he kind of corny, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
But as I kept going, and like when I got drafted, I remember writing him a letter because of all the things I would say that he kind of did for us as boys. We had the captain's council meetings. We had all of us on one thing, trying to make sure that everybody had their role and kept the team together.
Most definitely.
And for me, I was like, man, I don't see that as much now especially in the youth part of the game, of guys getting that form of almost being like another second dad or that tutelage behind, the players.
Most definitely. I totally agree with you, man. I found myself as I went up in levels, I found myself like more and more falling in love with the coaching staff that we had and Coach Allen, you know what I'm saying? And like saying, man, wow, what we had, you know what I'm saying? Like the level of professionalism that he brought to us, just in the way he carried himself and he carried the team, just generally, like we were held to a high standard. I tell people all the time, I say, we never got on the bus without our helmet because Coach Allen said we can play with it. We don't need nothing else but that helmet. You know what I'm saying? And it's just those type of things. I didn't experience that anymore. And like I say, man, I'm very thankful to have had Coach Allen come into my life because, we all had a little cockiness about us, and he helped even that out with everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He helped. The one thing I would say they did a really good job of is, again, I say it's a lot like we both deal with kids and sports and stuff like that, but they kept a good open dialogue. We all had different backgrounds. We had, especially at Cooper, we had kids that had a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You had the bottom feeders here, and but he treated everybody the same. But there was always an open dialogue for us to deal with, like, what was going on off the field, where we were struggling. And I remember one time I was going to quit. I was like, no, I can't keep off this. You got to balance this out, man. Coach Allen came and got me. He said, no, man, y'all, I need you to do this. He goes, whatever you need, we can make it work. I go, but you don't really want to quit. And I'm
like, most definitely.
How you talk me into this? Like,
he was good at doing it, boy.
But
he was good at it.
So you played how many years you ended up playing in the NFL?
I ended up playing 9 years in the NFL, man. Missed 1 year, huh?
Yeah, that's a long time for.
It was, man. It was.
I do got a question for you before we get started.
Most definitely.
So this was the Super Bowl was 2004, right?
No, we went to the Super Bowl in 2007.
2007?
Yes.
2007? Yeah, I think it was 2007. So 2007, I don't know. I'll never forget this. I never asked you this, but it was a day before the game, and y'all were doing press conference and stuff like that. You just randomly called me one day and was like, "Hey, man, what you doing?" And I was like, you don't know, you might not even remember this, or you can't, but like, it was like right before the game or something like that. And you was like, "Hey, man, what you doing?" I was like, "But you got a game to play or something like that." I don't
Hey
know,
man.
man.
Yeah.
I never did understand. I mean, we had a good talk and something like, it wasn't nothing bad, but I was just like, everything good, dog? Like, but
Hey, I was on one, bro. I was in the mirror. Hey, listen, I was in the mirror, shaking the mirror and stuff. So I was on one, man. I'm telling you. Hey,
you
hey,
practice
hey,
your juice.
hey, hey. It was all kind of stuff going on with me, man. And like, that moment is hard to like. I forgot everything about the moment. Like, I really don't even remember anything about the moment and the time and the game and everything is so like a lot of things. It was just crazy. You know what I mean? And like to be in that moment and just have it in your brain and then like no, like a lot like it's crazy, man. It was a crazy time, bro. I don't even I still to this day can't even put it into words still, you know.
I mean, it's got to be, I would say, just say, kind of coming from where we come from, small city. One thing I will say, we did have a lot of guys that kind of went on to play some big time football, but
Most
not a lot of
definitely.
guys that went pro. You had
Yeah.
the Jermaine Rodell's
Yeah.
Jermaine Roselle's rest in peace, the Mike Roses. You know what
My
I'm saying?
guy.
We had a lot
Mike
of guys
Rose.
that played.
R.I.P. him too.
Yep, Michael T, Justin Snow, all these
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
But I mean, for me, it's even like getting drafted. I'll say that. Like, it's not really something you think about. Like, you
No.
just like
Yeah.
you see these guys. You're gonna go to college. You got to figure out what you got to do. Like, how you took and I'll let you tell it. You took definitely a non-conventional route to the NFL. So
Yes.
like, speak on that if you can.
Most definitely. You know, you know, being in high school and man, not really understanding like you said, we did have guys that went before us, but I believe that like at our school, it wasn't a bunch of guys that weren't getting their grades. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like, and I'm talking about those guys who went to college. So I really feel like I kind of fell behind in that, and so I ended up going to junior college to TJC, Tyler Junior College. And man, that right there was such a culture shock, bro. Like, being at Cooper, we got the newest of everything, bro.
Everything,
Like,
Nike, everything.
every game, though, every game you get some new stuff.
Yeah.
Man, I went there, bro. I had some quarterback shoulder pads and a face mask with a bar down the middle. I was like, man, we have every different face mask in the world at Cooper. So it was a big culture shock for me. I went down there, man, and but it was some really good football, man. And I got to play, experience a whole different type of football down in East Texas and in that JUCO system
Yeah.
down West Texas football. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up going there, man, didn't do a thing in junior college as far as going to class, bro. I literally did not go to class at all. I just went and played football. And a lot of people, I mean, that's why it's kind of like I got lost in the shuffle because I just kept going to school and not taking care of my business. Um, Junior college, I was bad. Um, 2 years there, I really had some good years there. My first year, I was a freshman All American. My sophomore year, I did pretty good in football. And then due to my grades, it was nothing but D2s. That's all
Yeah.
I could do. You know what I'm saying? It was my grades were horrible, and I wasn't gonna be able to qualify to go D1. So I had to work pretty hard to get to a D2 school because, like I said, my grades were lacking so much. I end up getting a scholarship to Midwestern State in Wichita Falls. And when I went there, I didn't know nothing about that conference, that team, none of that. I'm like Texas Tech, da 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 da
Yeah.
da. But I go there and I'm like, I went there because the Cowboys were training there, right? So they were like, Midwestern hadn't won any games, but the Cowboys trained there. So I was like, bruh. And a couple of the coaches that recruited me out of junior college, they went there. So I said, you know what? I think this would be a good idea to go because I love the Cowboys. We all love the Cowboys.
Like
So I'm
that.
like, let me go here and play here, and hopefully, I can see some cowboy stuff.
Yeah.
I can be a cowboy. So I go there, have 2 good years there. Actually, got to work for the Cowboys. I was an intern for them, And man, had 2 really good years. My senior year was a really good year. I actually hurt my shoulder again while I was there. My senior year, bounced back from that, um, and just I thought I was gonna get drafted, but obviously, coming from a small school, having some things in my past that led to me just like the coaches, like he might be a liability type stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm willing to speak on all that as well. But yeah, I ended up becoming a free agent out of Midwestern State, and so the story goes, basically.
I want you to share that because I know my draft was, I want to say similar, but like I was gonna quit baseball. I didn't like, my high school baseball coach Matt.
Most definitely, I remember that. I remember you
I didn't like that, so I
you
was
used to
like,
speak about that all the time.
yeah. So I know that I always knew that I had football I could go to. My dad played football. I got my scholarship. We had the little box of scholarships. I'm like, I could go play football. But
You could have, most
yeah, I
definitely.
could have played, but I went to some random tournament with Scott Copeland's little summer ball team and ended up getting drafted because I played like 4 games. But the point I was going to make is like, I tell you guys all the time, somebody's always watching.
Yes,
You never really know, man. Like I've seen guys, I mean, obviously you had a phenomenal career from going from almost out of football.
Yeah.
I think you was wanting to go to Tech, right?
Yeah, that's what I signed with.
Yeah, I remember it was like Texas Tech. We had was it Byron Hanspar was over there.
Yeah.
All these conversations, man, like the old suburban.
Yeah, you already know. Hey, yeah, the old bourbon.
The old bourbon, man, like 20 but like I remember, like I tell guys all the time. People think it's sometimes like it's impossible to go be somebody. I'm like, sometimes you just got to be good, man. And I don't think people focus on really being good. They're just always hoping that it happened.
Yeah.
With you, and I know I kind of have the answer to this, but like, where's an area where you felt like in your career that maybe you lost confidence in your game or just even yourself?
I think when I think like the confidence part in my game, I think I lost some confidence in my game when I got cut in 2008 or 9 from the Buffalo Bills. And I kind of knew why I deserved to be cut. I didn't, I mean, at Cooper, I used to go hide in the bathroom when it was workout time. I never was a workout guy. And, when you get to the top level, that mess don't fly, right?
Yeah,
everybody's grinding. And this is one thing I like to say. When I start talking about this, is that I played with like 7 or 8 Hall of Famers. You know how that goes. But they have a routine. They stick to that routine. They do that routine. They do that routine. They do that routine. They do that routine no matter what, every day. And now when I look back on it, I used to be like, man, why the hell Robert Mathis is he in his weight room sweating like this every day after practice? But Robert Mathis is fixing to be in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Out of Alabama A&M. Nobody knew about him. So basically, I say when I got cut from the Buffalo Bills, I lost, man. I was sitting at home. The coach brought me in. They went to the Super Bowl that year at the end of the year because they brought me in. I wasn't in shape. I hadn't done anything. And I was like, bro, like, what's going on? But I say this, losing my confidence threw me into a whole different trajectory as far as saying, you know what? I'm fixing to see if I'm really not who I am. You know what I'm saying? I got on a training regimen. I worked out as hard as I ever worked out. And you know what? When you do things like that, God will honor your work ethic, your hard work. And I seen that. It was a little too late, but I seen it because I was still playing in the UFL at the time. And I actually got back into the league. And bro, I was a whole different running back. I could see the cutback I was like, dang, I never seen the cutback like that. You know what I'm saying? But God showed me because I was always a fast guy. I wasn't never looking for the cutback. I see the hole, I'm gone. But the cutback is important. So, anyways, like I said, I lost a lot that in 2008, 2009, my confidence was blue, man. I really thought I was done. I said, I want to see if I'm sorry or not I put in the work. I found out that it was because I wasn't putting in the work, and I got my confidence back. You know what I'm saying? So it's to me, it's all about work, anyways. When you lose your confidence,
I, I, I mean, this is just talking high school ball too, but like just naturally gifted. It would be an understatement, man. I don't know. Now that I've retired from baseball, I actually watch a lot of football now. I've seen a lot of football, but the things that you could do at that young of age, the way they used to see the offense. We played against a lot of dudes, the Josh and John Normans. We played against all these dudes. I watched Ben Gay play. He was supposed to be one of the best at that time.
Yeah, he was my teammate at once.
Man, yeah, you talking about a guy that pissed away.
That boy, yeah, he was so fast. Bro, he was so fast, it made no sense. That big.
He was like 6'2", 240 or something. It was unbelievable. Yeah. But I didn't want to put the work in. But you always had the natural gift. And I remember like when you got to the league and stuff like that, you're like, man, they want me to lose weight. I can't be over 190 pounds.
Yeah, oh yeah.
What is this? But, yeah, I couldn't have been more proud of. But but I do understand that, man. I went through a situation like kind of the same thing of like where I felt like it was all stripped away, and I had to like look in the mirror and question myself, like, do I got this? I had a bad shoulder surgery, like never play again.
Yeah.
And it's like, and especially in football, you were baseball, football a little different. You can play a little longer depending on position. You was always still kind of young playing. So that's tough. That's tough.
But it was worth it. It was worth it for that mind flip for me, man. I use it to this day. I work out now more than I ever did when I was playing, and I love it,
You work out a lot now?
Yeah, man. I try to get it in as much as possible, as far as keep the body, in order. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I never realized how much it really meant until like, man, it really does. Like when you feel like them weights, then when people hit you, it don't feel the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you used to hit hard. I ain't like that. we got a question really fast. How much of your success do you attribute to luck versus just hard work, and then why?
Man, I'm gonna say, luck has to do with luck is. I think you only get lucky when you put yourself in position. You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in position to be lucky. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember all of the things that I did or did not do to put myself in that position. And then obviously when we make it to the league, all of us are lucky. We live in our dream. You know what I'm saying? We live in our dream. I dreamt to be a NFL football player and I made it. So, wow, I'm lucky. I live my dream, but I put myself into position to do that though.
I think we're all the consequences of the choices that we make, good and bad. I think that every bad person we put in our life is still our fault, vice versa.
Yes.
I think that you create your own luck by the work you put in or you don't put in.
Most definitely.
And, there's situations where I'm like, man, things are going good. But I can also look back and be like, man, I know why that happened.
You look right. As soon as you see, look at yourself. Yeah. We really start to look at ourselves and you understand that your luck is all dependent on what you do.
It really is, man. So you played 9 seasons, man. And this is, for me, like playing baseball, definitely consistency is one of the big things that matter. But what does consistency mean to you mentally? And how do you train consistency?
Man, I think that that statement, you are what you repeatedly do. You know what I'm saying? I think that if you are like if greatness is on your mind, then you're gonna do all the things that you need to do to be great. See, we all say that we want to be a football player, baseball player, but what are your actions showing? You know what I'm saying? So I think that like consistency is just like what you like are just whatever you're doing. I think that if you're consistently like putting in the work that is going to make you better every day, and that means mentally, physically, emotionally, how you eat, how you drink, how you do everything, you know what I'm saying? And honestly, when you start getting to that point, and like for us, we didn't grow up in the generation where you can start training those habits early, you know what I'm saying? Because we were just going off of just, you played outside, let's go, you know what I'm saying? So I think that that from what I seen from the guys that I played with, and I seen how every morning Peyton was in there in the morning. Peyton Manning, every morning he was in there. Every night he was out. He was still there. When we were leaving, when we were getting there, he was there. When I would see Edgerrin James go in the weight room every day after practice, after a whole week of getting banged up on Sunday, you know what I'm saying? And he still goes to the weight room every day after practice so that he can be consistent, so that at the end of the day, these guys have a story to tell, and their story is, I put that damn work in, and look at me now. I'm in the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
think that's the consistency part, if you ask me, just like giving in to like saying, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? And do it every day.
I think, like you said it perfectly. I think it's like, to me, it's your diet, but your diet is not everything that you just eat. It's what you pay attention
That's
to,
good. That's
what you
good.
eat, what you think,
That's good.
what you pay attention to in general. Like, I watch kids, and you said it again. Like, when we was coming up, I remember you. Again, I remember you. You was like, you want to be Emma Smith. Like, so what we did was we just spent our time mimicking the people we wanted to be like.
Most definitely.
These players now have, and I'm not even just talking about pro guys, youth guys. There's a lot of talented players, but they like you said, they want to be athletes, they want to be college players, they want to be NFL players, but they spend their time on bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's like, like, I hate to say it that way. Like, I wish that I had, a phone back in high school where I could go back and look at swings, go back and look at video.
You hear
like
me?
Candy. I wish I had that. I wish I could go back and watch like Fred McGriff when he was playing, or whoever else, Ken Griffin, whoever it was, just on replay. Because that's how we learned. It was like, and another thing I will say too, and you might agree or not, the teamwork, the friend circles that these kids have is different.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like our group that we had as the captain's council, whatever you want to call it, we did hold each other accountable. Like, I remember being in competition. Okay, Cory, I'm gonna outbench you. But it wasn't like, it wasn't like being an asshole about it. It was like, that was to pump me up, or I'm gonna outdo this, I'm gonna do that. Like, and it was a group thing. We had the Cougar Mate, all that type of stuff.
Yes. Oh Lord.
yeah. But now I see kids. Now I just see a bunch of dudes all the time, and girls too, where it's just constant backlash and hate. And I think a lot of it's jealousy.
I think it's the individualism that we're getting in this new generation, because, again, you say with the phones, these kids are able to only concentrate and focus on themselves and think about what I look like on film. My nephew, he only sends me videos of what he does good. I'm like, nephew, that ain't it. That ain't it. I want to see how we can fix something. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't learn from the good plays, nephew. You don't learn. And that's like, most of us, our little group we had, man, all of us knew that. If you think about it, that class we had, we had, like, they were district champs in this and district champs in that. And we're talking about girls volleyball, girls track, boys basketball, but we were all like tight knit and on a mission. You know what I'm saying? We had all got there. We were all on a mission, and we all wanted to be great. And whatever, we was just fighting. You know what I'm saying? And you know what, man? I'm getting chills now thinking about it again, man. Like, that was just a good time. But I really am, man. And like, I think these kids, they get in groups and they hang out with kids that they don't like. It's all about being with people who have the same like mindset. And then you'll always be doing stuff consistently the right way. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I say a lot is, and I remember this a lot, and I've said it multiple times, like, a lot of these kids nowadays accept bad treatment from their friends in order to keep friends.
Yeah, be friends. To be friends.
Like your homeboy took your girl from you, or cheated on you, and you still hang out with the dude. I'm like, no, dog, that's not what you do.
Yeah, nah.
Like, or early, even like with us, like, if we, more times than not, if we knew somebody was slacking off, he heard about it.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Like, hey man, you're not really doing what you're supposed to be doing. And it wasn't disrespectful. It was like, we know how good you can be,
and we trying to win.
Yeah, we trying to win. And at the end of the day, I want to see y'all go to D1. Like,
most definitely.
I love that little box that we had that had letters in it.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And it was depressing to some people, but it also made those people work hard.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
Like, nah,
Yeah.
we got that. He got a letter from Miami. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm okay, y'all got to,
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel like, to me, that's what I see a lot now in like you said, the individualism versus being healthy competition that makes you and that person better. Because if you good, there's room everywhere,
Oh yeah.
The one thing I would say, and this is more baseball in my opinion. Well, not it's universal, I would say, because there's been a lot of mental health right now is going crazy, in a good and a bad way. But you see a lot of players that retire, and I don't know about you. I didn't have this issue, I don't think, but tying your identity to being a football player, like I know for a fact, like being at Cooper back again, talking about high school again.
Yes.
We kind of celebrities in Abilene,
Yeah.
right? Like just saying, like when you were playing, and even out when you got done playing, how did you separate yourself from what you used to do to who you are now?
You know what, man? That's that fight, that us as athletes, professional athletes, or just athletes in general, because you got the guys, who are high school legends. You know what I'm saying? I just speaking of John Norman and them boys, I went down to his induction into the High School Hall of Fame in Midland. You know what I'm saying? So he's still being celebrated some years later, for dang near 30, 20 years, 30 years later, right?
30 years
So,
now.
so think about this, like that question, and just like trying to get yourself away from that identity, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's always there, it's always creeping up, and especially if you're a guy who really, did some good things, there's always some stuff coming up to honor you for what you did. And like, man, I tell you, man, I say for me, it was a little bit more difficult to really let go of the identity and things, because when I stopped playing, it was almost like I had to stop playing. It wasn't me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I got myself into the trouble and stuff, and the league wasn't gonna deal with me anymore. So at that point, now I'm trying to play in another league, and that league folded. And when that league folded, I was still running at my best ball. So I think it took me, I mean, if I say I'm still working on it to this day, to be honest with you, man, to just kind of like let honestly, it's like letting go of like them yards that you left on the field. I say that's more of the identity part of it. I think that is holding that grabs a hold of me. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, also you have people that come and they're always saying, "Hey, good job running the football when you were playing," and da 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 da, and hey, so it's always that constant pull and struggle at just like, like trying to let it go and not. And I have a group of guys I speak to that we're like, "Hey, bro, celebrate it." But that guy, that remember the 18-year-old guy that we were talking about, he's dead. You know what I'm saying? And he's not actually dead, but he's no longer. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us have to struggle with that. And like I said, I mean, I'm glad I have good people that kind of like tell me, "Hey, bro, it's like regardless of whatever happened or how it's okay. Go ahead and embrace the glory of what happened." You know what I'm saying? And those memories.
That's what I struggle with. So like I played almost 19 seasons of ball over the country, things like that. And for me, but doing what we do now. So what we do now, company is Hearts and Minds. We do a stress initiative. We go to universities and organizations, and we basically simulate what it's like to play in a stressful situation.
Okay.
And we just went to Iowa, did these things. And but when I first joined the company, like a lot of people all the time, like they want to talk about baseball. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to talk about baseball.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like it, but I guess for me, when I first moved to Houston, I didn't want to be known as, "Oh, that guy plays baseball."
Yeah, for sure.
Even though that guy plays baseball,
yeah,
it's the discount. Like
for sure.
I guess for me, and I think also too, and maybe you agree, like when you do play a professional sport, you run into people that do only like you because you play a professional sport.
Most definitely.
So you don't really know. I'm not the most trusting person now. I lost a lot of money trusting people.
Exactly.
So that's what I think. That's what it is too. Like now I've had to kind of embrace it and be like, because I never looked at my career, to be honest, and up until maybe this year, I'm like, dang, I did a lot of stuff.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, like so I'm like, now I've accepted it, and I'm like, I'm okay. I don't want to talk about it all the time. I pick and choose, but there's a lot of stories and things that me and you have to share with these younger people coming up, and even the pro athletes, because what we did coming up is way different than what these guys can.Ese guys have cameras all the time.
Yeah.
Like they can't get away with random stuff, and it's like,
yeah. No.
And these young kids, you younger kids that are watching, y'all don't understand. Like even a college coach, they gonna look at your social media.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna look at what you're paying attention to. They're gonna look at how you treat your parents. They're gonna look at how all the little things they can nitpick because they trying to win games.
Yeah, most definitely.
But that's what I would say that I did struggle with. But I think it is tougher when you I retired on my own. I walked off the field one day. I said, I can't do it. I just took my bag and I left, man. I left like $1 million on the table to go to Japan possibly. And
that's lovely.
I just had a bunch of stuff off the field that wasn't baseball related. And I was in another country and things were happening that I didn't want to happen. I had Major League Baseball cornering me in a room trying to get me to snitch on people that was using steroids. I'm like, I don't even know what to tell you guys.
Wow.
It was tough times. But another thing, you being a guy that I'm gonna call you're a Super Bowl hero to me. You was on QVC. I tried to call in.
I appreciate that, man. I needed all the calls.
The lady said, "You gonna buy something?" I said, "I went to high school with this dude," and she about to let me in. She got mad at me though. But no, you're a Super Bowl legend. I mean, first of all, you made it to the NFL. How do you deal with media pressure, critics, public expectations?
Man, honestly, to be honest, man, and it wasn't until I got a little bit further in my career that there would have even been that, the expectation, because everything I did was like way above. I did more than what because I was a free agent, obviously, so they're thinking like, oh, but man, I think and after the Super Bowl, man, I leave the house. I have a girl at the time, and I leave, and I'm going out to try to meet up with another girl, and on the way home, I stop at a little bar, a little gentleman's bar, and I have one drink. And after I had that drink, I leave, and I'm going home. This is right after the Super Bowl, like a week after. I'm going home, and I'm going on this road, and it's crazy, a lot of times they say that there's a road that goes this way or that way, right? So I picked which way, that I was gonna go. I said, you know what? I've been drinking. I'm gonna get on the highway instead of going the back little road, and then I'm gonna get on that highway. I'm gonna go home. Well, I get on the highway, and I'm going 10 to 20 miles over, and I get pulled over, and I get a DUI after that, right? And or DUI, I don't remember which one it is, whatever.
Yeah, and
this is right. This is right after the Super Bowl, right? And man, I went from like that high to like you would never imagine the low, because it just it's really kind of derailed my career. But it was the first time that I really dealt with the whole criticism thing and the real hard like that, because obviously I was the Super Bowl Disney MVP, and now I had people calling me, telling me that I can go do an autograph signing for these hundreds of thousands of dollars type stuff. I didn't know nothing about none of that. I had never signed autographs for nothing like that, let alone $1,000. So man, I had all this stuff coming, but then when that happened, I really found out, like, man, even the GM for the coach was like, he's not a part of this team anymore in the newspaper. You know what I'm saying? And it was just
you're like, why are these people turning on me like that? And that's how it is.
Yeah, it was rough, man. I didn't understand that. I was like, dang, bro, I done gave everything to this team, bro. I done it's been like so much. And then, then you start hearing like some of the newspaper article people writing stuff that you freaking talk to them like on a regular, like, hey, but that was tough.
Like you got cancer. They don't want to talk to you.
Man, that was tough, man. And I left Indy and I had a lot of like bitterness. You know what I'm saying? I ended up going back after that though, you know, when I went to the Raiders and I left and came back to the Colts, man. And a lot of things kind of were mended a little bit, but I like the relationships were never the same because like them same people that we freaking built this whole deal turned their back and told me I wasn't a Colt no more. Like,
Yeah.
and you know, people have like, I that was definitely a dumb decision I made, a bad decision I made. Like, you know, um, but I didn't understand the ramifications of just like, you know, I remember being in the jail and waking up and like really realizing like it's on the news. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what in the
It's like a
world?
movie to you, man.
Oh yeah, it was a movie, bro. I broke up. I woke up in a jail cell, like, and they put me in a single cell by myself with a TV. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? Bro, I can't make it up. But you know what, man? I deserved that because at the end of the day, all I had to do was like what I should have been doing instead of going out. I like to tell people on your free agent year, I was a free agent that year, bro. I was about to get.
You about
I
to
don't want to
get
talk
crazy.
about it. Oh God. But um, I tell people why when you're coming into that free agent year, and even if you have had a successful like went to the Super Bowl, like the party stops. It's time to start back training so that when you go to them visits, they see you serious. They like,
Mhm.
oh, he ain't took no time off. Because at the end of the day, you might need a week, but after that, it's time to get ready. We young enough to do that. You know what I'm saying? But
I,
yeah,
I,
man, that was my whole deal with the whole deal. That was my only really deal like that critics. And then when I also got my last time getting put out the league was when I failed that last test, and you know they were all over me for that. I might as well have been Ricky Williams. And I don't mean that in
oh,
any kind of bad
yeah,
way.
no. I mean, yeah, anybody know they should understand that.
And
They
they
treated
letting you smoke weed now in the NFL and all the other
they
leagues.
treated Ricky Williams like he bombed Pearl Harbor or something. It was weird,
Yeah, they did him
man.
bad, and if it was nowadays, he would be probably
Praised.
the face of the league.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
we're
saying?
taking some marijuana right now.
Yeah. So it's crazy,
Um,
but those same critics, man, they sit there and they have that pen and they have all that power. And if you probably looked inside of their glass house, you already know.
yeah, I think what happens a lot of times when you are good at something, not just sports, people, I think sometimes we're taught as civilians sometimes to think that to wait for somebody big to do something bad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, that's so real. That's so
some
real,
people
bro.
wait until somebody mess up so they can be like, I'm better than that guy.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you might, I mean, there's, I can go drive right now. And there's hundreds of people driving after having a drink, but they'll look at you because you got caught, and it's
Most
like
definitely.
I think that's just human nature. Sometimes it's very rare. The loudest person in the bleachers is usually the one that ain't accomplished the most.
That part.
It is, man. Like it's like I've never looked on Twitter or looked on Instagram and been like, man, LeBron James hating on Steph Curry. We don't do that too much.
No, yeah, we don't do
Like,
that.
it's got to be something like now. If you got like you guys are going back and forth on some on the field stuff. We all got rivalries, but
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just don't see people that are really good at something that have something bad to say about a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it's so I think I had kids before, like how do you deal with people talking crap and fans and stuff like that? I'm like, first of all, they came to watch you play.
Yeah. Nobody worried about you.
They came to watch you play.
Yeah.
So more than
Yeah.
likely, there's a good chance that they can't do what you can do. So like
Exactly.
they say a lot of times, laugh at it. I said sometimes I look and see what people actually cheer for to know I don't want to mess with them no way. I'm like, you cheering
Yeah.
for this? I know it's we are definitely bred as civilians sometimes to hate on people that are doing better than us because a lot of it's just jealousy. They're not doing much for themselves, and it's weird, man. Like
It's really weird.
you want to bring somebody down and make yourself feel better.
Yeah, I mean, it's more. It is crazy that so many people want to see people fail, and like I'm so totally outside of that, man. I love to see, like, especially kids, but I love everybody to win. But because, like, listen, I tell you this, Corey, bro. I'm gonna go back to when we were in high school. I learned how to be on a team. I learned how to know that it was, man, I sat on that sideline for 2 years, boy. And Coach Allen wasn't budging. Do you hear me? He wasn't budging. But he wasn't budging because he wanted me to learn that it wasn't just about Dominic Rhodes. It wasn't just about Cory Aldridge. It wasn't just about Jameen. It wasn't just this was about everybody gonna make this thing work. You know what I'm saying? And it's just I don't know, man. I really I know that like through that how Coach Allen coached us and how he made us, work together. Like you learn how that hating on another person for trying to be great. Really makes no sense because everybody's working so hard to do something so well. You like Man, people don't even understand. They say, "Oh, you're making so much money. We're making so much money," but you don't even know that this guy probably went through a freaking ankle injury that has had him so down and out. He feels worse than you don't even know. You know what I'm saying?
People don't really know the journey that it takes to get to where some people are trying to go to, because you've probably done some things that most people are not willing to do.
Most definitely.
You know,
Like bench that freaking bar 100 times over and over in Cougar Mac.
I'll just use what we talked about earlier. I mean, you got out of high school, you went from high school to being like, I had never, I'll just say it like that. I didn't really know anybody that was famous at the time. It was Abilene, Texas. So this is before I even really, you were famous, I would say, before I even started getting draft offers and stuff. So like, I'm watching this guy like, dang, his hard work paid off. I'm looking at this and I'm like, but then you go from that to, man, he's going to JUCO. Most people would quit. So like the road that you went on,
close.
You know what I'm saying? And I trust me, I figured, we both kind of been there, but like the road that you took to get to where you're going, most people are not built for that. And I think, again, this generation, it's a microwave age generation. Most of these kids, they don't struggle. They get what they want. Parents don't say no. Everything is yes, this, yes, that, because it's easier that way. So you don't have to be at the backlash of the kid. I deal with parents a lot, what I do, training kids and stuff. And, they're buying their love from kids. They're buying their love from kids. And I'm like,
man.
I'm like, this kid, whether you got $1 trillion or none, the word no is a strong word because, like, I'm not saying my parents did the best, but the one thing that I did know to do for the most part is like, if I wanted them shoes, I had to go work for it.
You guys doing it right. You guys doing right, boy.
I think having a bunch of cool stuff is cool, but then real life ain't like that.
No, at all.
And if you're going to be good at something, there's going to be some no's.
Yeah.
There's going to be them tough conversations of, well, no, your mama can't help you. Your daddy can't help you.
Yeah.
You're going to have to deal with this coach. You're going to have to work for this, you don't have to deal with that. And so I think that now it's really tough for what I see a lot. Let me get this question up. People are buying love versus as a parent, like, what did you go through to get to where you're at? Number one, financially, like, what was the no's you heard? What was the struggle you had? What were the things I can watch out for? I'll say this, and I'm going to ask you, like, the one thing that I was missing in baseball was when I left Abilene was a mentor, because they just said, here's $500,000. Now I'm wilding out. Now, hey, look, you know what I'm saying? I pulled up with a new whatever.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have we didn't have that, okay, take your money, do this. Like, I do remember Patsy and them, like, we've talked and stuff, like, they did some things for you, like, you guys did some stuff, but like, me, not. Yeah. It was like, I'm like, here, man, give me this money. All right, cool. What can I buy?
Yeah.
Versus like, okay, I might have to retire one day. Something may not work out.
Yeah.
But I didn't have that mentor. Like, what were I didn't get mentors until I got my first like little shot at like spring training, major league camp. I just interviewed Chipper Jones last week. I had him, the Greg Maddixes and guys like that, Gary Sheffield, Brian Jordans. But that was 4 years in. Yeah. And I could learn so much after that 4 years.
Yeah.
who were your mentors that you
Man,
was
let me say this. I'm just going like and this is just real for me, real simple. A lot of times I could be angry with the guy because, but in our era, that's what we did. Edrin James was probably my best mentor to this day. Um, I remember my first year. We're in training camp, and they put me in his room next to each other. I don't know why they just did. You know what I mean? But I had showed flashes, signs. You know what I mean? Like I'm seventh on the depth chart. He won, but I showed signs. Uh, and I'm in the room, and I'm with my girlfriend from junior college. And at the time we was going through it, whatever. But I'm on the phone with her, and he hears me in there, and me and her just arguing. And he's like, I'm like, we're arguing. He's like, after me and her get off the phone, he said, he calls me in there. He's like, bro, listen, we only got a short time to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like this thing that we doing is here today, is gone tomorrow. And I tell you what I do. Anybody that calls me and they not talking about this, what we doing right here, he's like, I don't even talk to them again for the rest of the whole season. Back then, those words really wasn't even magnified in me like that. I mean, I remember me and him, we had a session one day just at his house. There, it might have been, right at the end of training camp or whatever, when I was starting to get myself built up to where I was gonna be on the team. And he just used to give me all these jewels of just advice because he had already been in the league for 2 years, and like he had been at Miami and he had good mentors. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Me, I hadn't had none. I came from JUCO, Division II. Nobody's going to the league, but really, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, nobody can really tell you kind of how this deal goes. But Edrin James was one of those guys, man. Like he would always drop little jewels to me. He invited me to go down and train with to go to Miami and train with them one year. I turned it down because I had kids at the time and I wanted to be with them. But I look back on that and I'm like, everybody that was training in Miami that was at that school at that time, they all in the Hall of Fame right now. You
Sure,
know what I'm saying?
sure,
Like I
sure.
turned that down for my kids, and it's really like, wow, I should have went. But like I said, Edrin James, like I'll never ever like. I don't think I might, but for a guy to really it'll just be a phone call. He was like, "Hey Dom, you saving your money? This shit don't last that long." You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of stuff he used to.
Yeah,
He'll see me to this day. He'll be like, "Hey, you doing right with your money? You got da 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 da." He and his and like all he liked that. You know what I'm saying?
that's
And
good.
yeah, man, that's a good dude, man, and I'm so thankful to have had him, man. That's the first guy. He let me drive his car when I first got there because I didn't have no car. Like it was just a bunch of things. And for me to be the guy that was really like sneaking up on his heels, he didn't let me get
Mhm.
in there. He didn't let me get on that field though. I tell
Now,
you that, bro. Yeah.
I think like I teach now because I love baseball. It's great and all. I think what drives me as a coach is um, trying to give these girls and boys, but the things that I think that I needed to have growing up, even just being like a young kid at 11, 12 years old to like a pro ball guy. Um, I have conversations a lot with boys. I do with boys more than girls, but about friends and their outside relationships and girls in general, man. And I see a lot of boys putting a lot of emphasis in the girls as if they going somewhere. And like, we lose a lot of players
Yeah.
or players. We lose a lot of players
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
13, 14 years old because they get their first little taste of girl and all of a sudden they working out less. And at the end of the day, and I say it a lot, I'm like, more times than not, man, I ain't talked to Dion since high school. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so we don't,
Hey,
we don't
that's not gonna be the answer.
it's not going, I guarantee you, man. And Gary Sheffield told me this, and I say this a lot. I go, he goes, Cory, I say this all the time. He goes, Cory, you can go out here and try to please and hang out with all these girls and be cool. He goes, you can get yourself where you want to be and have your choice or whatever.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
goes,
Yeah.
but you need to focus on your business because he goes, the girls ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
He goes, they all the same. Ain't none of them better than the other for the most part. I
Yeah.
go,
Yeah.
there's some that are more classy and respectful, and the rest are not.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
like I just see guys crashing out over girls and or they girls is going behind their back and they're hanging out there like just little. And I'm just it's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm like,
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm not focused on the big picture of what's gonna happen. She's not gonna help you get there.
No.
But yeah, it's I don't know. I talk about mentors a lot because I know for a fact I got mine late.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Most
I
definitely.
got mine late to where
I didn't listen to mine. That was the problem for me.
that too. I mean, and you know what, man? Like I think we all have that. We all go through that phase of because everything worked out. So you're like, I got it right. So you know everything.
Well, that too, and then also it was just like me and him were. He was the other running back, so I was
Right.
like, he give me these jewels, but when it come to Sunday, that nigga will not come out and let me get no run. My man, hey, I'm coming off the sideline after I'm getting big runs. He telling the coach, I ain't no scat back. So that means I ain't gonna get back on the field. You know what I'm saying? So it was
It's
that
kind of a
type of
love
play.
hate. It's
It
a
was that
love
type of
hate.
play, yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you show me these jewels, but then you don't want to let me get no burn though. Like you getting all the bread, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was kind of like that, but it wasn't never no boom, boom, boom. But it
Yeah,
was just
yeah.
like, it could have been. I took my frustration out on the coaches though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because me and Ed, we cool. I'm not thinking you not letting me play. I'm thinking the coaches ain't letting me play. But I'm knowing you're saying stuff because they just all of a sudden ain't let me play. So, anyways, it was that type of struggle right there. And but I really wish that I would have just really just like, you know, engulf more to the things that he was telling me because really everything he was telling me was just jewels. I gotta admit it.
We well, first of all, hey guys, for you guys listening, download the Focus 5 app. We're trying to get 5 minutes of mental coaching every day. I think the link should be in the chat. Dave will put it in there. But download that. Also, I will have spots open for the one-on-one introductory for mental coaching. Hit me up on that on Instagram and or Facebook or my DMs, whatever. I know coming up with in baseball late in my career, like I said, I figured it out late. And we started doing, you had sports psychs come in, and help guys with breathing techniques and things like that. And I'm big on visualization. Like I want to visualize what I want to happen before it happens. Did you focus on any mental skills of visualization, or was it even around when you was playing? And is that something that you would say that most players should have or have access to?
I think access to it would be awesome. I think that back in our day, I don't think that was really something that was talked about. You know what I'm saying? I think that like most guys were like you already had this. You were visualizing the game so long when you were young. You know what I'm saying? You were visualizing what you were gonna do. Me, I mean, I was so like I said on Super Bowl Sunday, I was in the mirror doing jukes. I was literally doing. I do, and I would do this. I would do this like I had my own room, so I would do this that's something I would do. Just like when I was in high school, I would run through the hallways right before I'd be tardy,
You were
juking through
juking dudes
people.
in the hallway.
You know what I'm saying? Juking, I'm juking. We got, you know what I'm saying? Getting ready. So I think, hey, Cory, that's it right there. That's our visualization, right? Come on, man. Come on, man. I'm telling you, I'm seeing myself making cuts, doing that in the class, in the hallways, right? So I mean, but all the breathing and the self-talk, and I like you definitely need to talk to yourself. I guess if that's what self-talk is, you know what I'm saying? But I think visualizing yourself being great, visualizing good things happening, visualizing being dominant, visualizing just like being on top. I think that's so important because, again, what we repeatedly do, if you're visualizing yourself being great, then you will be great. Along with all the other things that you're putting in order, like I like just going back on my career, bro. I just see all these times that I said, oh, boom, I was faking. And then in the game, boom, I shook it. I'm like, that was like, it looked kind of like is this an epiphany? Like what? So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like to me, the whole, like the visualization part of it is probably the biggest thing that you could do. Because if you visualize yourself being great, what can stop you?
I don't think enough people have enough audacity. Like
Definitely.
how dare you go out there and try to be great?
Yeah,
There's
for sure.
too much, I would say, self-deprecation of like you ask a player if they're good, they're like, oh,
yeah.
I'm real good, man.
I'm
like,
cold in the Hey, ask my room. Hey, ask my roommate that I slept with, that we were in the room last night. Ask him how you told him I was so cold.
Like
yeah.
I was saying, when we was in high school, there was no shortage of cockiness.
Oh no. No
shortage of it was still a friendly competition of like, I'm gonna show out today.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna do this. We go back and watch, like I get the screen and I'm like, I'm gonna shake you, I'm going, whatever.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like Dominic had 240 yards and
yeah.
miles. You know, there was no shortage of cockiness, but it wasn't necessarily directed at anybody.
No. Just I'm finna do this. Watch this.
There was a bunch of guys that knew they was good.
Yeah.
And also, we also knew that, okay, well, there's also a guy behind you that might be good. So,
real good, actually.
Was it Richard Rodriguez? You had Robbie Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Richard and Robbie, yeah, for sure.
There's always somebody. I think that we use the word, one of my most hated words is humble, because by definition, it's a terrible word.
Yeah.
I like the confident and self-aware, cocky person that knows they can play ball or whatever they're good at, but they also know that, man, somebody might want your spot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I don't think people play around with that.
I think that knowing that somebody wants your spot, or just like, I can remember a conversation in Division II ball when there's this running back. He came in from California and he was really angry and upset about the fact that he wasn't gonna get to play because it was my lineup. And I was like, I stood up and like he was really saying some stuff in the meetings. And I stood up and I said, ain't nobody gonna outwork me, so it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? And like, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying, where, you know, like, again, I know I visualized this already. There's no way you're not, just because you're here and you think, what about what I think? You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk to the coach about it. We're gonna get on here on this field and we're gonna see about it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna improve, and we're gonna get better every day. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna practice hard as I can. It's gonna look like I'm in the game. So guess what? I know you're not gonna beat me out. You know what I'm saying? Because what I'm gonna do in practice, they're gonna be like, oh, he gonna do that in the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
You kind of said a gem there, though. I think for you younger guys that are listening, that will be listening, like, a lot of you guys aren't practicing like what you're gonna experience in the game. A lot of you guys you're out there, you're doing busy work, but you're not setting yourself up for what you actually speak. You're not practicing hard enough. I think Deion Sanders said a lot of time, his best plays come in practice.
Listen, Peyton Manning, Marvin Harrison never missed a practice. I promise. I was there. They never missed a practice. I know some of them that are Hall of Famers that did, but Peyton Manning, the guy's on TV every day, he never missed a practice. He didn't even miss a rep. He wouldn't even let the backup get a rep in practice, bro. I seen this with my own eyes. I can't make it up. Peyton Manning, Reggie Wayne, Marvin Harrison, they was in there every day getting that stuff together. Dallas Clark, every day. Hey, man.
I just don't think
repetition.
I just like, and again, because we deal with younger kids, like, people are good because of what they do. They're not good on accident. I hope I didn't lose you there. But we're not good because of accident. I think we lost it for some reason, though. We had Dave. He might have jumped back in. But while we're trying to figure that out, a lot of us guys, people aren't good because they just show up and come to practice. But you're good because you put the work in, you test yourself, you go over and beyond what you have to do. And where's he at? You go over and beyond what you have to do. And I think, like, what he's saying right now is a guy like Peyton Manning, who is a Hall of Famer, or will be a Hall of Famer, all these guys that they're willing to do the things that you guys aren't willing to do, or everybody's not willing to do to get to where they're at. So while we kind of wait for Dominic, I don't know where he's at. I may close him out. Again, for you guys that are here and will be here, check out the Focus 5 app. It's awesome. 5 minutes a day, mental coaching for you guys that want to enhance your mental game. I think he said his phone cut out. For you guys that want to enhance your mental game, hit me up for the one-on-ones, for mental coaching. Download the app. Tap in with us. Give them a couple seconds to get back in. And hold on 1 second. Can you get back in? Got a little technical difficulty. All right, there we go. We did have another question, though. What can youth athletes learn about being a good teammate? I was going to let him answer this, but for me, being a good teammate goes a long way. Number one, not just in sports, but just in your post-sports relationships in general. Being a good teammate sometimes is very hard because you have to put yourself aside sometimes to allow yourself maybe sometimes to be first and or second. Somebody's doing better than you sometimes. And sometimes you're better than somebody else. But like we were talking about earlier with me and him, is I would say that what we saw growing up and what we were taught was to always praise everybody else, lift everybody up. And I don't see that enough right now in this generation of athletes. I see a lot of people that are way too individually. And this is tough for me to say because I tell a lot of you guys that it is an individual sport sometimes. You do have to take care of yourself, but also for you to play at a high level, you're going to have to be good with everybody else. He said he's trying now. You're going to have to be good with everybody else. You're going to have to accept sometimes that you're not going to play. You're going to accept sometimes that maybe you're not going to be on A team. Sometimes you got to be on B team. Sometimes you're not going to always get what you want. But this man right here, Dominic, has shown, and I mean, I'll say me too, and Chipper Jones too last week, has shown that the hard work does pay off. Doing and being the best takes you doing things that some people won't do. I think he's trying to get back in. If he can't get back in, I may close this out. It'll be edited anyway. Oh, there he is.
I'm back.
I don't know what happened. I was over here freestyling, bro.
Nah, but my daggone phone when it turned off, bro.
I had answered the question on the thing. I was basically saying, what can athletes learn about being a good teammate?
I think being a good teammate, number one, first and foremost, is knowing what you're supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Knowing your assignment, that way you can hold yourself accountable to that other guy. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times what we do is 85% mental anyways. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I believe that that being a good teammate is knowing what you got to do, being accountable for your assignment, and just having your guys back. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you're always, as your teammate or as another player, you could always, you're probably the closest person to tell that person, hey man, I think that you could probably work on this. I think you can do, even if that person is your competition, if you can help somebody become great, just like I said with Edge. I mean, I believe that, a lot of the jewels he gave me probably helped me have a longer career. You know what I'm saying? If I wouldn't have ever had him in my corner, I don't know what would have happened, so I think, being a good teammate is always finding that line into that fine line of giving a guy great advice or good advice that maybe he can take with him or not. And then also, just having fun with your guys, you know what I'm saying? Learning each other off the field and I remember that year we went to the Super Bowl. Every Friday, we used to go to my basement and we used to have just a party night, really. And it wasn't even a party. We just shot dice and did things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
Just it was a great fellowship. And guess what? That was the first year we went to Super Bowl. All those great teams we had, when we finally started getting together like that, we went to the Super Bowl. And it was, there's no substitute for that. Just like building that bond with your teammates and just also having a healthy what they call a communication where you can get on a guy's tail, you can get on his ass and be like, hey boy, you can do better, you know what I'm saying? But you understand that between each other,
It's out of
that's
love.
love.
It's love. It's love.
It's love.
I've seen a lot of teams, been on a lot of teams, and I would say I totally agree. I think the best teams that I ever played against and or with had that bond. They were able to hold that person accountable. Like, man, you kind of being mediocre today. Or I've had dudes come in like, man, you making, guy walking guy, you making 20 million right now. You like you don't even want to be here.
Yeah,
like,
that boy. Yeah.
You finished yet or what? You retired already? Like what you doing? You the highest paid, and that person's like, he might not like to hear that, but I think that those are the messages that we need to hear. And I think that we're in a situation now or our age where, people are turning down the good information because it's not what they want to hear. We're too busy. We're too busy needing this all the time.
Yeah. Yep.
You're good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Oh no, that's okay. It's okay. You messed up. There's consequences for your actions, but at the end of the day, there's also rewards for hearing some advice you don't want to hear and taking that advice and using that criticism to go be great, man.
To go be great.
To go be great. And I think that should be the goal for whatever you do is to figure out how to go be great at something.
Yes. I think that's the only. I mean, that's why we have teammates. You know what I'm saying? And that could be even in your household. You know what I'm saying? We're teammates. You know what I'm saying? And like if you're not like if you're not looking to be that guy to help another person be great, then like why are we here? Because there's always that purpose, you know what I'm saying? And like, the purpose has changed. And for me, I feel like that early part, or you as well, our purpose was to get to the league and boom, and we did that. So now your purpose is to give back to as many kids and help them with this whole mental deal and help them be great swingers of that bat and know they can hear that ding that I'll never forget in my life. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the deal. You know what I'm saying? And like, I mean, it's like we never ever get in this real world that locker room bond. You know what I'm saying? And that's
the hard part,
that's one of the things that a lot of us. You say identity.
That's what we miss the most.
Your identity. Your identity's in that locker room, bro.
Mm-hmm.
With your brothers.
That's what you miss the most.
That's what you miss the most, man. You miss that.
And I don't. It's very rare to find somebody outside in the real world that will protect you, fight for you, and care about you more than those guys in that locker room.
Most definitely.
And it's very tough to trust people outside of that real world because y'all don't have the same goal.
Most definitely.
So that's why I would say, like, for me too, like, as far as I didn't, when I left the guy, I don't trust a lot of people. I trust patterns.
Yeah.
Patterns.
Yeah.
I trust patterns. And I don't care what you say.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch what you do.
Most definitely.
You say we cool or you like me, I'm going to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't tell me.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. Like, that is a hard thing. That's probably the only thing I really miss in baseball. I don't really miss hitting.
No, I don't miss getting hit.
No, but I do miss the good teammates that I had or have. Yes. I ain't gonna even lie. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll go sometime and go throw on some old Master P of Wu-Tang.
Oh yeah.
I can feel that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can feel getting ready for a game. I did it the other day. I'm like driving. I'm like, ain't no way I'm going crazy right now. And I don't do a whole lot of music, but I'm like, I can really revert back to like what it feel like, and I can channel that. Sometimes I go to the cage right here. I'm like, I don't want it today, man. but I can easily put some of those things on to be like, you know what, it's time to go because I
It's
can
time to
feel
go.
like to run through that banner, getting ready for the game,
Yeah.
riding around the Suburban, and all the that we had to get ready, man. And I guarantee you, nobody did it better than that.
No, ain't nobody did it better than
nobody.
Nobody
did it better than that. But that type of focus, that type of teamwork, that type of even just tutelage with the coaches, nobody, man.
Yeah,
we was lucky with that. We was definitely lucky with that.
Yeah, we was. They locked us in, and man, to this day, I'll never forget any of them guys, and I thank them. I'm really so thankful to Coach Allen. I mean, and Coach Patterson and Coach Brevard and Coach everybody, Coach Theo, all of them.
Yeah.
You know, like with the way they put their hands around us, man, and like Coach Allen, he really did pick a great group of guys with every different. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Coach Churchman. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand Coach Wells, but Coach Wells. You know?
He was so strong, but yeah, I talked to him last week, man.
Yeah, man. So, and I ain't gonna say I can't stand Coach Wells because I love him. I love all them guys.
He was on, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, Coach Wells always wanted me to be great. He was on my butt all the time. That's why I say I can't stand him. He was on my butt. Wasn't nothing wrong with him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. I swear, man, the journey, you know, the journey is so hilly and so up and down. But the one thing about it is, you know, the ride that on the like, it provides so much. So I say it provides so much body armor for life. You know what I'm saying? It's this deal where you can always, like, when you out there grinding and you on that hill and you running and you dropping tears because you just want to ball and you want that to be or you're working out and you're just sweating and like all your, you know, like, even if you don't make it happen in life, you have learned how to grind. You've learned how to be great. You know what I'm saying? And working for something, even when you don't get it, it builds something inside of you. And
it builds some form of character, like you said.
Some form of character. And like the next time you get into a situation where you got to work for it, it's not foreign to you. You're like, okay, God dog it, let's put it on and let's go. You know what I'm saying? And that's I think that what we've been talking about and just the whole teammates, the mental health, the struggles, the working out, the everything, all of it, it builds. And just, I'm speaking on athletes. I think it builds something inside of you that real world people don't even know, because like we can walk around with an injury, an ankle injury, and we're just walking around like, okay. Most people,
right now, bro.
Me too. That's why I said it. But they gonna go to the hospital for it. We have to internalize that differently. You know what I'm saying?
I'll grind it out.
We know, because that's what we got to do in life every day of our life. When we wake up, you wake up and you say, "My ankle ain't hurting. I'm playing today." You know what I'm saying? And there's something to be said for that, bro. There's something to be said for that.
Before I let you go, and I think you've got to love the grind. You've got to love to wake up. You ain't gonna always want it.
No.
But you got to love to want to get up and go put that work in. Yes. Go get your butt whooped someday.
Yes.
And then and hear some things you don't want to hear. Yes. And again, for you guys that have aspirations of playing higher level ball or doing anything, right? Not just like he said, it's all the things you're doing right now in practice and sports and trying to get through something should and could make you a better person in regular life.
Most definitely.
And but you've got to love the grind. You can't just love the wins.
You can't just love the light bulbs, man.
I think sometimes winning is toxic because you don't learn anything if you just always win it.
Nope.
Like, because more times now you might not be playing some competition that you should be playing. I think you got to fall in love with the failure, just like getting the question wrong on a test. You missed that question, but once you get the answer right, you learn something. You're getting better.
Yep. The next time you don't miss it.
Yeah, you got to fall in love with the losses sometimes, because if you fall in love with that, I think as you go forward, the losses get more minimal.
They get more minimal, most definitely.
If you always avoid the adversity, the odds of you doing this is very slim.
Most definitely. Going up for sure. For sure.
You gotta escalate. Man. So Dom, I enjoyed it.
Most definitely, bro. Most definitely.
I gotta get up to see you, man. We're gonna book a stress initiative in your area, and I want you to come out. But,
most definitely. Most definitely.
I need to see you, man. But I appreciate having you. Guys, again, download the app. We got the link should be in there. Check out the one-on-ones on the Tidy Cal link calendar. All you guys can hit me up. Dom, we're gonna do this again, man.
You know what it is, baby. It's always love. Hey, man, ain't nothing. I don't care how old we get, them times, man, that's bro. I remember when you was the quarterback at Jefferson Middle School, bro. Hey, y'all don't know. My boy was hey, my boy had a little weight on him, you know what I'm saying?
That was more thick right there. I could do that.
But I tell you what, he could throw that football and man, when we all got together at Cooper, man, I never get to say this much to you guys or whatever, but I appreciate everything, man. I appreciate like I can't even look back on a lot of my pro and college career on how I looked on how we really got together and we formed this clique and we really just
it's weird, man. It's weird to me.
We rolled that thing out, man,
Yeah.
and like. It was to the point where like we really had people really trying to slow us down. They really wanted us to stop. They putting us to sleep before the game instead of letting us just have our fun. And they didn't realize that we were just building something that would take us to where we are today. And man, you're part of that, bro. And I thank you. And man, like I said, man, man, I brag about you more than you know. You know what I'm saying? And I brag about Miles. And I didn't even like them type of people back when I was young. I had to get there, and I had to learn to deal with that.
Change the mindset, man. Like I trust. I get it, man. Like I know. I'm actually finishing a book right now. I got to finish proofreading it, but of that part of my life of where I was at 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 to getting drafted to where I've gone now to like the things that I was seeing that really wasn't there.
Yeah.
So, and like looking at the people that really was taking care of me versus the people I was supposed to think that I'm like, that ain't something not adding up. And so I know exactly what you mean. Like, but it is weird to me though. I look at it all the time of what we had in school that was, there's nothing I've ever seen like it.
Nothing.
Like, I don't
it's nothing,
man. How many games we done won? That was different. I mean, shout out to Coach Allen, Coach all you guys. I just think it's different.
It was different. It was different, and I talked to them boys in Midland, and they say it was different. It was a bunch of groups of guys during that time that at their schools it was different. We had this deal, and like I said again, I'm getting chills because I think back on that time with a bunch of fondness and the fun we had, and just like, man, the time when we walked out to the bus and we made it to state, man. You remember that, man? Bro, that was crazy, right? And bro,
I didn't forget a whole lot, man. It's like I can visually put myself back in a lot of.
I'm there. I'm right there, and I just remember walking past those baseball fields and just thinking about now, like how you guys got drafted, and we walked past that, and we did so much. Like it was that, like that's just that right there was it was how it was gonna be for us. The way that football season ended, and we took an L at the end, right? We should have. But that right there, that L, it was a driving factor for a lot. I think, like I know for me it was. I faced him a lot more times, and it was always that fuel to do something against him. You know what I mean? But man, bro. I know I'm gonna let you go, man. But again, I love you, bro. I appreciate the memories that I have because of you and because of us. It's amazing, and man, nothing but the best and blessings, and I hope that, man, I hope you touch as many kids as possible, and me as well. But man, I see you're in the fire, And I love
That's
it, bro.
right, man.
I love it.
So
I
sometimes
love
that should be burning, but I'm in there because
it.
I know what we have seen and I know what we see, just what we talk about. And I'm like, I want these kids, I want everybody, not just the parents too, but I want people to understand that it really is just about going to go try to be great. You might lose. You might lose, but you got to go try to be great. And that's it, man. I appreciate it, man. I'm going to hit you back up.
Most definitely. Be good, baby.
All right, big dog.
Peace.
Bye, dog.